Hello, this is Jon Miller, the creator of The Rest of Everest. I think I can safely say that this show is, without a doubt, the most in-depth look into the entire experience of what it takes to climb Everest, as well as some other peaks throughout the Himalayas. But all of the events in the series are shown in chronological order, so if you're new to the show, please go all the way back to episode 000 and watch everything in order. That's truly the best way to enjoy it. Thanks.
This is the Rest of Everest video podcast, an almost unabridged expedition experience. Episode 103, A River Runs Through It.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Rest of Everest. I'm Jon Miller. Again, 2 weeks in a row, we're joined with both Ben Clark and Josh Butson. How you doing, Ben?
Awesome, John. Thank you. How are you?
I'm doing well, and I hope you're doing well yourself. Josh?
I'm having a wonderful evening. How about yourself?
I'm doing great, because this is going to be a neat episode, because I know that everyone enjoys seeing everything to do with the expeditions, but I know sometimes it can seem a little tedious when the team is stuck down at base camp, and part of me is kind of like, well, yeah, it is tedious. It's extremely tedious for them, but this week we're actually, at the end of the episode, we do start making our way back up the mountain. When you guys finally were able to, start and go up to set up Camp 1, how many days had you been at base camp already since you arrived from the trek in?
Like 5 or 6, I think. 7?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I think it was 5 or 6, yeah.
Yeah.
A little while.
It's pretty typical. We like to kind of hang out and acclimatize and do some stuff around there and then start going for it. That way you can just keep going until you don't feel well or the mountain shuts you down.
Well, you mentioned in a previous episode that if you like climbing, don't come to the Himalayas, because you can't just be climbing every day. It just doesn't work out that way. So, but in this episode, we do get a move on back up the mountain. So, hey, let's get back up to base camp and let's start it going. So, here we go.
Our irrigation.
Yeah. 2 ditches.
That's a shower tent
through there.
It looks like a shower tent drainage.
Yeah, this is our dining tent.
Guys, I named this episode "A River Runs Through It."
And it did. Every day around 10 o'clock it started. So we just dug these little trenches and let the water run straight through there. It kept the whole tent really cool because you've got all these little tributaries running through it.
Yeah, it sort of had for those people that have been out in the desert before, and some people have these things called swamp coolers around here where we live, and that's exactly what it is. It's like fresh water ice with a little bit of a breeze.
Yeah, how warm do you think it would get in the tent on a regular basis?
And like the 50s.
Yeah, 50s during the peak sun hours of the day.
Yeah.
Sometimes you go outside the tent to warm up because it was colder in the tent most of the time versus outdoors.
Yep.
What exactly are you guys doing? Just doing a gear check?
Yeah, putting crampons on.
Or just passing the time?
Mm-hmm.
Step 1, easy part. Step 2.
It's funny, editing all this footage has become very clear to me that you guys each had your own specific seats at the table, and you never seemed to change them.
What are you guys thinking? What are we getting ready to do here?
I'm going to start to go boating in the river that's down below me right now. Kayaking. The water level must be up. Yes, it's flowing. What are we thinking? I don't know, Tim, what are you thinking?
I'm looking forward to going up to Camp 1 and seeing what it feels like up there. And and then moving up to Camp 2, seeing what it feels like there, and just one step at a time. But I feel pretty good. I'm psychologically and emotionally ready.
Sum it up really quickly. Ditto.
Yeah.
Physically, I'm used to being able to pull it out of the bag if it's not, doesn't feel like it's there. And the guy holding the camera, he usually doesn't seem to have any problems with that. Not if you're on the boost.
Boost.
Oh, the Butson sulfur.
With advanced energy boosters, And the most amazing thing is that it has 396 energy kcals per 100 grams of powder. We still haven't figured out what that energy kcal is, but we hope it works.
Yeah, I'm sure it's vital.
Healthy blood for more energy and optimal physical performance, and energy release from food for strong bones. Hopefully it works.
Everybody noticed that Tim was playing with that crampon before he handed it to me. He sabotaged me.
Getting psyched to get up the mountain. Whatever that may be, wherever it may be. Just get on it. You've scouted enough of it to know what to anticipate. Yeah. Looking forward to maybe getting up higher. Summit would be great. Get some skiing in no matter what. This may actually be one of the only years that you get to ski portions that we've scouted. We're leaving all of our rock gear behind because years past you've had to actually go up through some rock bands, of which this year are covered in snow and maybe doable to actually ski down. So looking forward to that. Should be a good time no matter what. Got good company. Going light to a certain extent, usually a good thing. Can't quite pull that. I'm getting kind of light. Yeah, that's about it. Should be a good time. Should be.
We're a strong, cohesive unit.
Is that what you call it?
Yeah, I think we're all on the same page, and we seem to work pretty well together.
Definitely a plus about this group going up is one of us is not feeling good. We have 2 more people on the team to step up and take the lead for the technical portions of the climb, or just just kicking steps up there. Because there is some new snow. It was nice to hang out today and dry stuff off. Another big plus was to see some more movement up on the mountain. Cut your tongue off.
No way.
No way. No way, baby. That's Tim Clark.
Hey, would you like a piercing?
A knife cannot cut that man's
As
tongue.
precise as a diamond bullet.
Such an evil laugh coming from that cameraman.
Oh boy, you know, it's that evil that propels me up towards these mountains. I think it's the vanquishing of evil inside of me, right?
I think it's that
Evil in me that
laugh.
follows you.
That laugh scares us into not wanting to say no when you asked us to go on these expeditions.
What else can you do? It's sad that such a positive, nice guy has such a terrible laugh, such a cackle. Oh man.
He's right.
Ta-ta. I was wondering why my adjustments were totally different.
Tim sabotaged me.
It's all Tim.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because then it would fall.
Ah, there we go.
This is how exciting base camp is
Fix the
we're now on
problem.
the second shot number 2 of the crampon.
Should have read the directions before I left for this trip.
Modifying our. We haven't already talked about this on film, have we?
Mm-mm.
We've all modified our massive overboots so that we can use. So we've cut holes in them. Now Josh has left a little film.
Trying to keep the warm air in.
between his boot and the outside, the boot that goes inside of this overboot, which is very diligent of him. Ben and I, on the other hand, just like opened up a big hole. And we were thinking we could use them in the Telluride on Main Street later on sometime. But the reason we've done that is so that our front tow bale will clamp onto the front toe bale of the boot right there. And you can't do that with these kinds of overboots unless you cut away all the stuff because these are really made for.
Yeah, you gotta cut them. Nobody makes one.
What do you call them, Ben?
Strap on.
That's
Strap-on
really
crampons.
that warm
We like to be one
and
with
still
the
allows you to put your toe bail on.
toe bells and heel bells. Make that possible. So we have created
You're speaking as if you've had one fail.
a new monster.
I have. I do not like strap-on
Here's
crampons.
No.
Oh yeah.
This is the guy that fuels us.
Have you noticed our river?
Oh. Yeah, we made a little channel.
Drain that one. We've rerouted it to the cook tent.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay.
To the Austrians.
It goes to the Austrians tent.
Goes to their shower tent.
Now what do we do with that ski bag?
We'll go back there.
The water will flow underneath?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so. This one's almost done. I'll put rocks on both sides. How about that? I will not dam the river.
Oh, I see what you mean.
That thing made us entertained for so many days.
Oh, I know.
How about you, Ben? What are you thinking about going up?
I thought about a lot of stuff today. I usually do. That's what tells me I'm usually ready. Like, I typically go through kind of just an internal emotional checklist. Like, how do I feel? What do I want to do? Am I ready to really push myself? Because in this group we have a lot of we've got 2 other strong folks, but for me, I know exactly what it's going to take to go to 24,688 feet, and I just kind of sit back and think, man, that's going to be a lot of work. It's going to be really good, but on the same token, there's a lot of you've got to drain everything out of your head. You can't think about anything other than what you're doing right then, and I think it's that particular nexus of the mind and the body coming together and just uniting to breathe, move that makes it really fun for me, because it's like I've spent a lot of time around a lot of different religions, Eastern philosophy, Western philosophy, everything else, and I'm not looking to categorize what it is that I do, but it's like a meditation for me. It's like a definite connection to the landscape, to my experience here as a person, to the people I'm with and climbing with, and somehow, it really clears out my mind and my head. I tend to have a lot of thoughts on my mind, and being here, writing, filming, doing all those things is really good to document it and to kind of process it in a more immediate fashion. But there's nothing on earth quite like being ready to go do something you don't know. It's uncontrollably, it's unknown, and the way that we do things, Josh, Tim, and myself, is this pretty much ground up, go for it, single push effort, and we may have to go back again, we don't know, but that kind of ideal and that kind of style is just really fun, because the whole time you're counting on your experience to get you through it, but you're also counting on your experience to to make it happen, to leverage you through it to your buddies, and to just make it go. And so that's pretty cool. That's mostly what I'm thinking about is, am I ready? Yeah, totally, but it's to a point where it's like I really just need to put my boots on, shut my mouth, and start walking.
Daily.
Actually, right here we start to shift the footage, and the footage from here on out just really becomes just gorgeous. It's really amazing, especially the next few episodes as well. It's just really beautiful stuff. So is this the next morning, you think?
Yep.
More than likely,
About
yep.
to head out, yeah.
So you guys have a plan? Like, how many days you think you might be gone?
I was thinking 3 to 6, just to see how high we could go and what we might find up there, figuring out the route. Our thoughts are always we just go and,
all right.
We give ourselves enough time to actually acclimatize before we head out on the mountain. But our goal is always just to sort of go for it the first time. And if we can get up there, we can. If we can't, we figured something out. We come all the way back down, strip our camps, and then go back up. So pretty good.
hold on, because I have my glasses in here. I have to be very gentle.
So a lot of that doesn't mean that you just leave base camp and you're constantly just moving up and up and up. You actually go up, then you rest, then you go up a little bit higher, then you go back to where you camped originally, you know, and you go leapfrog back and forth, easing into it.
Yeah, I mean, that's a traditional expedition style. Most expeditions across the globe would do that. But this kind of thing, when Josh and I went up, we just went camp to camp to camp to camp. And then when Tim and Josh and I went up this time, we went to camp, saw what we felt. Just kind of don't really go up there with any kind of... You just go, see how you feel. Mm-hmm. Just wake up the next morning and try again.
Yeah, again, like you're saying, hoping you can get up there right away, but that you budget enough time.
That feels a lot
to just keep trying.
So you can keep trying, yeah.
Just me too.
Yeah, it's good.
How heavy were your packs this day?
All the best. Good luck.
Hopefully 3 to 6 days.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I'm guessing, what was it, about 50 pounds, maybe?
Yeah, probably close to that.
Yeah, without our skis on it, it was about 50. Mm-hmm. So we actually were able to ski not too far from base camp, start skiing, or skinning up as it's called, as we're doing here in the shop.
And the Austrians were not skinning up. They didn't have any
they
skis.
were hiking. Yeah, the snow here, the whole reason that I thought this might be worthwhile is I was walking the Annapurna circuit with Tim and Annie the year before and ran into these people, and they had just come off Annapurna 4, and I was like, yeah. They were like, oh, you got skis, you got the right idea. And I was like, yeah. And they were like, man, we wish we'd have had them. That snow was so deep over there. And I don't know how on earth people could go to this mountain without skis. I mean, we epicked off that thing. I'm like that. I don't think I could have walked through all that snow. I mean, it was just incredible, deep and terrible.
Physically exhausting when you didn't have the skis on to go anywhere, even downhill.
Yeah, you would plunge up to your knee, just poof.
There's some really, I'm sure they shot some good footage of that later on when we get up higher in the mountain, when we're coming down, just how miserable it was, just moving.
Yeah. It was really beautiful, but tough conditions.
It's great footage here, though. It's showing, people who aren't accustomed to seeing footage of skinning that you really do have a lot of traction. It's really quite good. It's amazing.
And it's the type of thing where, I mean, you feel like you're safe as having a crampon, but you have the versatility and the surface float of a snowshoe or better. So you're not, it really helps you cover a lot of different snow conditions.
Right now you're heading up to what's going to become Camp 1, and how far above base camp was it?
A couple of 1,000 feet. Mm-hmm. A little bit higher. I mean, you had to dip down and then go back up. And usually you try and move a couple of 1,000 feet a day if you can. Mm-hmm. That's about as high as long as you want between camps.
Now, had you guys been up on this part of the route before, or is this the first time you're actually seeing these exact slopes and everything?
That is the first time we were on it.
That's great.
Yeah.
Well, I know anyone who's watched probably more than 2 episodes of the show knows that I'm kind of a glass is half full kind of person. I'm usually very positive about everything. But next episode's really cool. And I say that every episode. I know you can probably just tune it out. But it actually is really neat because there's a lot that goes into establishing a camp, even if it's just 3 people. And, it's not like... advanced base camp on Everest on either side. There's so much going on there. But even just through a small little team, there's a lot that has to be done, and you almost never see that kind of thing. So next episode, you're going to get to really see what it takes to establish a camp, and the camp might only be used for just a few nights over the course of the expedition. So thanks so much, guys.
Cool, John. Thanks a lot, man.
Remember, you can find Ben at actually
FunTV.com.
FunTV.com. Yes, and Josh can be found at Telluride Adventures. That's plural.com. So thanks a lot, guys, and we'll see you next week.
Cool. Later.
Here, John. Bye.
The Rest of Everest is downloaded all over the world every day, and watching the show has become a part of many people's weekly routine. The show will always be free to download, but it's by no means free to produce. Please help me cover my costs by making a small monthly or one-time donation from the right sidebar on my website, and in return I'll give you some cool bonus materials. A donation of any amount will grant you access to some interesting video content, including high-definition versions of several podcast episodes. A one-time donation of $25 or more, or any of the monthly donation options, will additionally grant you access to a downloadable version of the film Everest: The Other Side, which episodes 1 to 61 are based on. I really cannot express how vital these donations are, and if you've made a donation, thank you so much. As always, our announcer is Marlon May, and our music is provided by Wendy Wu. Check her out at wendywoo.com. Thanks so much, everyone, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you for watching The Rest of Everest. For more information on the expedition, please visit therestofeverest.com.